Hey everybody, welcome to game number 3 of the round of 4 best of 7 between Mihu and Sziky. Tied up 1-1 right now. Sziky able to take the mech game against Mihu on map 1 Turbine. Map 2 Butter, we did see Mihu go for the more flexible SK Terran style, and honestly I think Sziky was playing quite well, but kind of bled units a little bit too much when Mihu was getting into his face. He was unable to hold efficiently onto his third base, and then kind of went into ultras maybe a little bit too quickly before really stabilizing with Lurker Defiler. But it was a well-played game, I think, on both sides. I actually really liked a lot of Sziky's moves with his Mutalisks, but Mihu did some great counterattacks, was able to hold on. He actually stayed very calm throughout, which is a great thing to see in a strong Terran player. A very important thing to see, because a lot of times you look at a position, you're like, oh my god, this is bad. But if you stay calm, continue to macro, hit your attacks, and sometimes you can just fight through, and that's what he did. So we're going into Good Night for map number 3 here. And Good Night is a current ladder map at the time of this cast, and it's actually the hardest Terran versus Zerg map in the ladder pool, and probably in BSL as well, although I don't know the exact... There's some strange maps like Turbine, right, in BSL, so I can't say 100%, but this is considered an extremely Zerg-favored map in this matchup. And part of the reason why is the natural setup is incredibly difficult to stop mutas at. Like, there's a wall right behind the minerals that the mutas can go back and forth on. Also, it's a gigantic map with the bases very, very far from each other. So it's quite easy for Zerg to kind of expand everywhere in the late game, and a little bit hard for Terran to really do too much about it. Things like battlecruisers have a lot less value on this map because it takes them too long to get everywhere. They can't, like, hit 2 bases quickly, or hit a base and defend a base, or defend 2 bases, that type of thing. So I think you have to play a very heavy Marine macro style here, and I think it's a good map for dropship play, which is very much a double-edged sword in the matchup, right? Like, if Zerg shuts down dropships, you get really far behind. But if they don't, hey, you can win the game pretty quickly. So we'll see what Mihu actually ends up deciding to do. He is going double depot barracks, so it's most likely just going to be a bio build, an SK Terran build here. Sziky over in the top left. Looks like it's just going to be 2 hatchery as an opener. All right, and Mihu going to take a while to actually scout where Sziky's at, so he's not going to have a good idea on the timing of anything, especially if Sziky decides to block the ramp, which I think would be a very strong move here, because then you literally don't know. You're like, okay, we have to prepare turrets at 5:35 basically, and that's, and other than that, it's like until scan, you can't know what they're doing, and then it might even be 3 hatch, right? And then you're just kind of behind. So it can be a tough spot. Another quick engineering bay build. Last time we saw Mihu go for 3 barracks with that, which is not very common. See if that's the case again. Sziky only leaving 1 ling, so the SCV is going to be able to get in. 1 ling does not even come close to blocking that ramp. And yeah, so Mihu should be pretty happy with that information. Looks like a little bit of a ling counterattack. Obviously, you can't really, you make 4, 6 lings, whatever, and send them across. They're not really going to do anything against someone that's building Marines nonstop. And this game, the Academy actually on time. So much, much better from Mihu, I think, than that last game. Was a bit concerned with how late that Academy was previously, but now, not only is he getting the Academy at a much better time, but he's actually keeping his SCV alive. Like, he's seen the Spire, and he actually should... Yeah, he sees more lings coming out. So, at this point, he should probably make a bunker just to be safe. Yeah, see, he's pulling the Marines back towards the ramp. We'll see if he ends up with a bunker or not. Another barracks on the way. Oh, this could be a problem. Okay, he walks up to the ramp, and he will be able to hold this. He's a little bit lucky that Sziky didn't make like 8 more lings. If he had, that actually probably would have been game. But his SCV was in there, so I think he had a decent idea of exactly how many lings there were. Good read there from Mihu, if that's the case. Yeah, he does finally get at least another building in this choke, deciding that Sziky is not making more lings and I think that's actually that's a reasonable call. On ladder, you might get someone that's going to keep making lings in this position, but it's actually pretty bad. If you just defend it, it's like, okay, well, you just don't have any drones. So just kind of counting on Sziky being smart, which he is. Now, third base in another natural. This is going to set Sziky up for being on 4 base. I've seen this a lot on Good Night, actually. When you expand here, you just have to defend here, and then you'll eventually get this base. So this is a game where I think that if Mihu's going to win this, he needs to really go for, like, very powerful moves. Because look at how far away this base is actually going to be. Let's zoom out a bit, right? That is extremely far away. And so to bust this, to stop him from getting 4 gas, is going to be tough unless you go, like, lots of mass marine and kind of dictate the pace of the game with that, or, you know, possibly going into a big dropship play like I talked about before. Either way, right now Mihu is setting up his turrets. The mutas are flying across the map. They're actually going to get there before the turrets are done. Mihu has been a little bit late on turrets. He wasn't really punished in the previous game for it, but here he will be slightly. A little bit annoying there for Mihu. Only loses 1 SCV, though, so it's really not the end of the world. +1 attack, almost done. The 4 barracks that he's on this game, definitely going to help out with keeping pressure on the map. We have the Hydralisk Den already coming up. Macro hatching the main base as well. That's cool. I feel like we don't actually see that very often. And we do not see a Queen's Nest. So, you know what? I think because it's 4 racks +1, the quick Hydralisk Den, first off, is really fantastic because you really want lurkers here. But with the additional macro hatchery and the slightly slower hive tech, he can actually go for lots of lurkers and some lings to help actually fight against Mihu. Because again, Mihu, like, he wins off of making lots of base units, generally speaking. Certainly part of what went wrong for Sziky previously. Droning up at that additional base. I just heard a scan. Yeah, it was at the natural, so it doesn't actually get any intel there, unfortunately. What you're generally looking for with a scan at that time is to see if there's any Hydras. It means that the lurker switch is coming very quickly. You only make the Hydras right before the lurker upgrade is finished. Has his factory on the way. Some additional missile turrets as well. Love the add of the turrets, no doubt. Just making sure that he can kind of hold on against Sziky here. Some more mutas being added in. A couple creep colonies as well. There is the Queen's Nest. A bit later than everything else. A lot of times Queen's Nest and the Hydralisk Den come up a little bit closer in their time. Don't have to, of course. Alright, a full group of mutas out for Sziky now. Ooh, gonna get a kill on a medic. Always a strong kill. Not that many medics here. Okay, he's got 3. It's okay. But they'll run out of energy pretty darn quick. When you have 2 groups of Marines, you really want like 5 medics with them. Some nice pick-offs. Ooh, loses a muta here. Evolution Chamber coming up, certainly for that carapace upgrade. Couple lurkers being made. Notice how he makes them near the hatchery. I mean, he's moving fast, so it's not perfect, but makes it so if you scan, it's a little bit harder to tell what's going on. All right, lurkers starting to get burrowed here. And he's getting his lurkers out and burrowed before the giant bioball gets to his base. So this was really well done. Because, again, Mihu went for +1 and 4 racks very quickly. And quick lurkers, if you get them out in time, counter this quite hard. Because really, when you have, like, a sunken... If you get a 3rd lurker here, which is exactly what he's doing, like, 2 lurkers is breakable, 3 is death if you try to attack him most of the time. Occasionally you'll see a miracle bust, but not that often. Now, the mutas actually fly past the natural up in the main, but it seems like there's just enough turrets to make them get out of there. Some more mutas being made, so it looks like he wants to keep that mutalist count up a little bit. Oh, this is crazy. Yeah, see? Looking for that miracle bus I was talking about. It doesn't happen very often. You need, like, really lucky spines. Anyways, yeah, basically 3 lurkers and a sunken is like, it holds off so many Marines. And look, he's even got more here. In fact, he's stacked 2 right there, so it's even harder to tell what's going on. Defiler Mound is on the way. Not the fastest, but he's got enough. He's got enough. It's not like he's going to get broken. And here is Mihu doing exactly what I wanted to see, but actually he's doing this before vessels. He's going to dropship immediately here. So without the vessels, you have to use scans, obviously, to see any lurkers, but also you can't force the mutas away. Right? Like, the mutas can be out here and active the whole time, whereas if you open up with vessels, you can throw radiates down on them and kind of make them useless, and they'll generally go home. But here, he's got to dodge everything, right? He doesn't know where every single unit is on the map. Now, some of these... See? He scans and sees the mutas there. I feel like that's almost telling. He does have a single Marine here, kind of spotting the path. Look at this, though, from Sziky. Sziky knows something's up. Oh, my God. If he catches those dropships, man, it's insane. Oh, and I think he is going to. Targeting them down. Okay, gets one. Actually loses a lot of mutas. So Mihu dealt with that tough situation about as well as he really can. You can see where that does become a little bit difficult when you don't have their radiates to push those mutas back. The good scouting from Sziky forcing the dropship play to come up a bit short. Now he's sending the dropship across the map, probably going to be attacking this 4th base location with it, and that's definitely doable. Leaves a few Marines up at the 12 o'clock. Let's take a look back at home here for Mihu. 5 racks production. Irradiate just now started. Double eBay. No armor yet. Well, he does already have +1 armor, though. That's nice. Okay, so killing this is actually huge. That's, like, really, really nice for Mihu. So, quite a happy moment for him, I would say. Okay, he actually stacks the lurkers. I feel like he was actually trying to move them forward here for a Dark Storm, but it didn't work out. Now, that main base that he took down here did get canceled by the drop. Ling's going to be able to clear this out pretty quickly. Looks like they have Adrenal already. Plague upgrade on the way. I really like this game right now for Sziky. I think he's played it really well. The only thing that's really gone wrong is getting this canceled, but he was taking it pretty early anyways. Now look at this. The Muta's going to find that dropship. There's also Lings here, and that's just going to get completely punished. Lots of Lings being fielded. A couple more macro hatches coming up. Looks like he's going to retake this base as well. Clearing this out. There is an additional base being taken in the bottom right now by Mihu. Moving all of his units toward the natural here. Too much for him to break through, though, I would say. 4 lurkers total. Yeah, throws down some Dark Swarms. Now, the Plague upgrade is done. He's going up towards Defiler Energy at this point. Ultra speed coming as well. Just kind of getting ready for those Ultras later. I don't want to see him make any yet, to be honest. I think the way he's playing it is really fantastic so far. Some more dropships going to be coming out for Mihu. So actually, if Sziky ends up making Ultras, that's going to be very helpful. Ultras are a great counter to dropships. Whatever you unload from dropships will never beat Ultra plus whatever else they have in their main. You really need a big, massive bio to kill Ultras sufficiently. Mihu taking this additional mineral-only base. A lot of Lings sent towards the bottom right. This will not hold on against those Lings. Used to be 3-3 and they would all die. So Sziky is going to actually force a liftoff. Luckily for Mihu, this finishes just before they get there. If it hadn't, that would have been much more painful. I think it's time to float this up and probably take this base, something a little bit more closer you can zone him out of. Either way, we have Mihu once again up at the front, trying to get some more damage done, throwing down some irradiates. Beautiful irradiates. Definitely want to see some plagues coming out of Sziky very shortly here. Some Scourge coming down. Help zone those vessels and possible drop ships a bit better. Supply-wise, you know, I like Sziky. It's only like a 40 supply advantage. If Mihu was maxed right now, then I would call this probably an even game. But right now, it really looks Sziky favored, right? He's not that far down in workers. He's getting his 4th base up. His upgrades are flowing. They're not as good as Mihu's yet, which is an important thing with Ultras, but he's got a good amount of defilers. He's blocked everything well. Like, there's no 3rd gas yet here for Mihu, so, you know, he's not able to do something like try to go into mass BC or even more vessels or anything like that. All right. Ooh, catches 2 vessels. Definitely worth there. Throws down the Dark Storm as well. The Dark Storm goes down. Trying to attack into this new, well, I guess his 4th base that's going to be going up. The Ling's fighting quite well there, but there are 4 dropships on the way. So this is a bit of a risky move, but it looks like it's going to actually pay off. There's like almost no units here. He does bring up a few more Lings. If he can get those Lings underneath the dropships, that's going to be amazing for him. Scourge unable to connect right there. Mihu setting up bunkers. Another Defiler out on the map. All right, Mihu. What am I looking at here? Where's he going with those? Is he going to the main? No? He's just flying around those 2 Lings? Okay, cool, cool. All right, so he will fly around those 2 Lings, not get spotted. Here we go into the main of the bottom left, the 4th base of Sziky. Not a lot of units here. This, yeah, I mean, the Ling's on hold position and everything as well. He needs to send his Ultras through the night yesterday. That is the only way to clear this, but I think this hatchery's just gone at this point. Sziky not being quite fast enough. We do have a little bit of a scuffle in here. Oh my god, I missed this. A Dark Storm at the ramp. So now he's got units up on the spawn. You know what? Sziky just has this. Sziky has this game, and even if he loses this base, the Ultras come up here, and these can be picked off by the amount of bio that's there. Oh, not anymore. But this is definitely a Sziky victory, and somehow, someway, he's going to save this hatchery and kill the natural and hurt the main and kill the main army and run up here and kill this, this 4th base location. Sziky getting a very important victory here. And he will actually go up 2-1 over Mihu, taking charge of the series.